Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Ben and I will be talking about what it's like being me. No, so I'm a software developer and my hobby is making video games. I have a family, a wife and a son, two dogs, two cats. You know, the American dream. So, yeah, I just want to talk about these things and how I got here, and maybe this will be good for some people to hear because I did not have a normal, like the standard path of getting here, and so I just kind of want to share this perspective, and maybe it'll help someone. Maybe someone will find this educational. Someone, or if you just find it entertainment value, whatever. If as long as you get something from this video, I'm happy. So I'll start from the kind of the beginning and I'll try and go quick. I moved around a lot as a kid, probably somewhere in the ballpark of 30 times. I moved from elementary through to high school. And luckily, like there was one brief period in my time from like fourth to like eighth grade, which is a good period there, where I only moved a couple times, but luckily it was all in the same area. So I was able to stay in contact with people, and that was awesome for me. So I was able to like kind of meet these lifelong friends now, and I still know them today. And I'm really extremely grateful for that. And if you guys are watching this now, I love you. And then in high school, I was really depressed, moved around a good bit, and we were having a lot of, my mom and stepdad were having a lot of financial troubles. And I have a little brother and a little sister. And yeah, they were kind of going through a lot of financial troubles, and we moved around a lot. And we ended up moving to Pennsylvania. So across the United States. I was in California and then moved to Pennsylvania. And we had my mom's family out here. So what ended up happening is, now keep in mind, like my good friends I hadn't been going to school with them. So in high school, I kind of felt alone a lot. And then, but when I moved out here, I kind of like something happened where I broke out of my shell a lot. And I was like 16 or 17 at the time, 16. And I broke out of my shell and I just was like going up to people and talking to people. And I felt kind of pretty good here, and I was able to make friends really fast. Um, and yeah, I ended up meeting some great people. And then my mom and stepdad were moving again. They wanted us to move again, and we were going to move back to California. And I basically said, no thanks, I'm staying here. And so I was probably 17 at this time, and I had a friend who was willing to let me stay with them. Their parents were willing to let me stay with them, and so I moved in with them, and it wasn't a big deal because I was going to be 18 in a couple months or something like that anyway. So yeah, my family left, and I stayed here in Pennsylvania with basically these people I've only known for a couple of months now. And but things worked out. I ended up dropping out of high school about a year or two later because the moving around kind of really messed me up. But it wasn't just that. I'm not blaming all of that. I also just wasn't a good student. But, it was just like the combination of the two things, losing a lot of credits and just not participating and staying focused on school. I was focused on like friends and girls and stuff at that point. It's just stupid stuff like that. And so yeah, I dropped out, just got my GED, and then just started working because I also needed to make money because I couldn't live with my friends' parents forever. I had to, I had to move out. So I got a customer service job. Fast forward a couple years, I got an IT job. I worked there for 5 years. I know, sorry, that's kind of a crazy jump, right? During that time, though, as my customer service years, I always kind of wanted to go to college, like, cause like my eyes kind of started opening up to like the things I could do now. I was like, wait, like I want to do something. Like, dang it, I should have focused in high school. So yeah, I was like, I couldn't though. I was like having a lot of hard times getting enrolled in college, just not having my mom and dad around. it was kind of making it a little bit difficult because getting loans and stuff like that when you're not 25 yet kind of makes it hard. And I wasn't making it enough to, get to pay for college out of pocket. So anyway, all this to say, I also tried joining the military at one point, but I couldn't do that either because I didn't have, since I only had a GED and I'm not the college credits to join. Because if you only have a GED, you can't join the military. You have to have like 15 college credits first, which is like that was at the time though, and I know things have changed now. So, which I'm glad I didn't end up going that route anyway. So, okay, now I'm at an IT job, and COVID happens. I'm laid off. I jump around IT job, and I knew I didn't want to go back to my old IT job when they offered it back to me because like I guess like they were able to start doing business again, and COVID restrictions were like kind of loosening up. But I didn't want to do that. I was like having a hard time with that job at the time and kind of just doing a lot of soul searching. And so I figured, like if my younger self was here, what would he tell me to do? And I was like, oh yeah, game development. That's what it was that I always wanted to do. Like ever since I was a kid, people would tell me I'm going to make video games one day. But like, not that that's means anything, just, it's just like what I wanted to do as a kid. And so I was like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I downloaded Unity and I followed a couple tutorials. And I was like getting stuff to work on the screen, creating the first person camera, getting a ball to bounce, just following tutorials. And then when they got to the point where it's like, hey, now it's like, let's open up a script and let's create a character control. Like that's when like things would just fly right over my head. I just was not understanding like what is what is happening. Like none of these words make any sense. All these words, like what is he talking about? APIs and like for loops and if statements, and like none of it was just the logic, the everything, the syntax, the type systems, everything, man. I could just get into it. Nothing made sense, like why things were looked that way. So yeah, so I put that down and I jumped into the Odin project because I was like, maybe if I learned something easier like web development. Silly. So I jumped into the Odin project and yeah, I started going down that rabbit hole. Learned HTML and JavaScript and some CSS, and still it was like making more sense, but still needed an extra push. So I joined a coding bootcamp, and the coding bootcamp really kind of like forced me to learn. Although I wouldn't recommend a coding bootcamp anymore, but at the time it was good and it helped. And luckily, after the coding bootcamp, I was able to find work doing web development, even though that the job kind of sucked. And something that was said to me in that job kind of pushed me to like just pushed me, I would say. And what happened was that the company was getting a job for a database job for some company. I won't go into too much detail. And they need like interfaces and all this stuff. And like I was excited because I was like, man, finally, like we're gonna do like a really cool project. And I was driving an hour every day to this job and an hour home every day and getting paid like $15 an hour. And I was just doing it just because I knew I needed the experience. And I was like, finally, it's gonna pay off. We're gonna work on this project for a few months, and I'm gonna put this on my resume, and it's gonna look great. And when I asked about it, and I was like, yep. So like, when are we gonna do this thing? And they're like the senior guy, basically like one of the head people on in the company. It wasn't a huge company or anything. It was a smaller company. He just kind of says, oh no, you're not going to be working on it. Like only people with college degrees are going to work on this project. And that kind of like really like made me just like, I don't even know what the word is, but I just was not like I wasn't mad at him or anything. I just kind of felt like defeated or something at that point, I guess. I don't even know. Just like, wow, like, dang, like I'm going to be fighting against this my whole life. Like, just this not having a degree thing. And I know that if someone gives me a job, I will work hard at it and get the job done no matter what it takes. So I'm just like that kind of person. And I thought like I could do this job just as good as anyone, right? But that didn't really seem to matter. What seemed to matter was that the qualifications just lined up. And I kind of get it, but I don't think that, I'm not saying what they did was right. And like, don't let people treat you that way or whatever. But I just kind of just kind of put my head down and got back doing like whatever stupid thing I was doing there. And in my head, though, I was thinking that I'm going to go home and start applying to jobs right away. I am not staying here anymore. And it pushed me because it made me want to prove them wrong. Like I could do things. Like I could build apps. I could build applications. I could launch software. And I don't need this company to do it. I'll find a different company or do it on my own. So I find another company and they pay more and everything. So I was able to give that last company the middle finger. And so I start this new company and, things are great. It's a great company. A couple years go by of working at this company and I just find a company that pays more. So I left one good company and I'm at the company I'm at now. And I won't necessarily say I like the people I work with at my company and it pays me better than any other job I've ever had before, but it just doesn't fulfill me. And it doesn't really give me the thing I need from my work to kind of like really sustain me spiritually, if you kind of know what I mean. It's a paycheck and it's more money than I've ever made, but there's still something missing. And I think it was the thing that I started all this for in the first place, and that's game development. And just a couple of weeks ago, well, maybe about a month ago, 2 months ago now at this point, timeline's a little fuzzy, it's just right after the holidays. The game I made was a clone. I made a snake clone and I programmed it all from scratch, just using the Godot library to draw shapes on the screen. That was it. That's all I used Godot for, was the drawing library there. And then I also made a Brick Breaker clone. I didn't finish it the whole way because I just got tied up in the holidays and stuff. Maybe I'll go back to the project, but I actually used the physics engine a little bit more for that project and like made the character controller and stuff myself. I also used AI more to like work on the development too. On the snake game, I didn't use any AI. I just solved all the problems in my brain just to see if I could. And yeah, I mean, it was really good exercise and stuff. Got to see like some of the limitations of AI there. And yeah, just like all that fun stuff. Anyway, kind of fast forward to today. Like, so, all right, here we are today. So what is this all about? What am I talking about? I want to make video games, but I also need to make sure that my family's life doesn't get shifted all around. Like my life was always shifted all around because of like any choices that I'm going to make. And I don't, I have a son and I have a wife. My wife, she's a stay-at-home mom and I make enough to where I could sustain us. And we have a good life right now. And so I can't mess that up. But I also have to fulfill myself a bit spiritually here. And so what that is that it's this YouTube channel, if I'm being honest. I do want to start this YouTube channel just to keep up with myself and just to talk to you guys and just to hear other people and kind of just to kind of get more voices involved and like share what our experiences have been like, because I know not everyone is taking a normal path to software development into their dreams. And so I just want to hear other people and hear what they're doing. So that's what this channel is about. Also, it's going to be my game dev vlog. So I do want to put some videos up on here for my game dev and just like my learning and stuff like that. I'm not going to make a tutorial. It's not going to be like tutorials or anything. It's just literally just for building a community and being able to talk to you guys about all this stuff and sharing our journeys with each other. Okay, so now what am I talking about with sustaining myself? Well, like I don't have a degree, right? And so that guy at that web dev job made it very clear to me that this will always be something I have to fight to prove myself. And it's funny, when I got this job that I'm at now, like a couple months ago, I had said like, oh, well, I don't have a degree or something. I had brought up the fact that I don't have a degree, and everyone looked at me and they're like, what? You don't have a degree? We thought you had a degree when we hired you. So the company I work for hired me, not even realizing I didn't have a degree. So I don't know if that would have changed anything, because they thought I did have one. And I don't know why I had one on my, I guess they were only getting submissions from people that had college degrees, that they didn't think that any got through. That didn't, I don't know. But anyway, they said I did the best in the interview, and that's why they hired me. Like they asked questions about SQL and stuff, and I was like the only person to get it mostly right. So I don't know how that happened. But yeah, so that just kind of goes to show you that you don't need the most traditional path to success. I feel like as though I am successful where I'm at now, but I feel like there's still more I could do, and a lot more. I would love to like make my own indie game that makes money that I can sustain myself off of, so I could continue making indie games. Now, but the chances of that are so low, just being realistic, that the safe bet for now would be to get the college degree checked off. Get that college degree. After I have that, rework my resume, submit it out, send it out to everyone, and find a job that's less expensive with my time, that can pay me just as well as it does now, hopefully, and that will allow me to work on my game dev. I want to have time to do these things. And I know that there's some of you out there right now that have kids, that have a wife, that have a family and a house that you have to take care of. But you also have to maintain a job, and you have things that you want to do. And I'm in the same boat as you, man. And, let me hear your journey. Let me hear what your plan is. I want to hear it. I'm going to be enrolled here in WGU in a couple months. And if, hopefully this has inspired you or something, just gave you a bit of entertainment. Even that I'll be happy with. Thank you guys. See ya.